Welcome, everyone. I first want to say I'm deeply grateful for each one of you. Thank you for being courageous and for being here today. The School of Creativity and Innovation is thrilled to guide you on a journey through the power of improvisation to transform how we communicate, collaborate in both our personal and professional lives. Our time together is about unlocking new ways to connect, to lead within our teams and our organizations. We're here to ensure that today will be the most unique and transformative experiences of your professional development journey. Please give a warm welcome to our friend and expert improv facilitator, Christine Alexander.
Well, hello and thank you. I am also very, very happy that you're here. Thank you so much for your help. As you have heard before, my commitment is to provide a very fun and courageous place for people to have fun and play in and make mistakes. It's okay. That means we celebrate our mistakes just like this. Let's try it. Ready? If we feel like we made a mistake, we celebrate. If we see somebody celebrating, we celebrate with them even harder. So some rules, just please be decent, cooperative, be brave. You're making all of it up as you go. And because we have team members to support us, your first thought is the correct one. Use it. Okay? Back to you, Steve.
Wonderful. In this session, we will be exploring the science between confidence and influence in the workplace. Now, as leaders and influencers, understanding these concepts can transform how we communicate and collaborate. For instance, what is confidence and influence? Research suggests that confident leaders are perceived as more competent and trustworthy. Confidence enhances our ability to inspire and motivate our team. Influence is about impacting others' behaviors and attitudes. And as leaders and managers, that's what we're charged with. Techniques like reciprocity, authority, and consistency are crucial in persuading and leading others effectively. So in the next exercises, we will be building on these skills through encouraging assertive communication and presence, enhancing emotional intelligence and empathy, all keys to influence. Finally, by practicing these skills, you improve your ability to lead with confidence and influence, fostering a collaborative environment for your teams and your organizations. Christine, take it away. Whoosh.
Thank you so much. We're going to first shake out any nerves that we have, okay? You're coming to this feeling maybe a little like, what are you gonna do? I don't know what we're doing. And you know what? That's actually courage because you're in the action of doing the scary thing, okay? So we're gonna shake it out. We're gonna shake out one arm 8 times and then the other arm 8 times. And then we're gonna go real slow like a robot 8 times and then tap a foot 8 times and then the other foot 8 times. Then we'll do it again 4 times, 2 times, and 1 time. The whole time we're gonna be looking at the camera, counting out loud. And if you get lost, just go like that. Okay. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4.
Pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. So I hope that helped kind of relax any little nerves and you feel a little bit of confidence rising. So what I'd like you to do is take off your judgment hat. You know, the one that we have, the one that we judge ourselves, and just put it in the cubbyhole over here. Yeah. We're not going to judge ourselves. We're not going to judge other people. And then the other hat, grab the other hat. That's your confidence hat. Put that one on. Okay. Yeah. Confidence. Boom. You got it now. You know everything. Absolutely everything.
Okay.
So let's get started with a little emotional name game. Okay. I would like you to come up with an emotion that goes with your name. It might sound like suspicious Susan. Okay. And the other thing I want you to do is really like say, kind of become the emotion that you're saying, because we're going to copy it. Okay. And it's going to help us remember your name. So I'll get started and I'll say, Cranky Christine. Now everybody repeat that with me. Ready?
Cranky Christine.
Exactly. Steve, why don't you go next? And then we'll take it to David and then go through the line.
Great. Silly Steve. Honk honk.
Silly
Silly Steve.
Honk,
Honk honk.
All right. Daring David.
Daring
Daring
David.
David.
Very good.
I'm just so hungry, Jose.
So
Hungry
hungry,
Hungry
Jose.
Jose.
And I'm Cranky Christine.
I'm Jovial Joseph. Or Joe.
Jovial
Jovial
Jovial Joseph.
And I am Excitable Amelia.
Excitable
Excitable
I
Amelia.
love it.
I am Joyous James.
Joyous
James.
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 Lavelle, to you.
I am Peculiar Lavelle.
Peculiar Lavelle.
Peculiar Lavelle.
I can't say that word. Okay, so let's go around the circle and do them all together. So we'll all do Steve's, we'll all do Dave's, Jose's, and we keep going. Okay. I know. I don't remember what theirs are either, but they hopefully do. Okay, Steve, go ahead.
Silly
Silly
Steve.
Steve.
Honk honk.
Honk, honk.
Daring
Daring
David.
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 Good job.
Hungry Jose.
Hungry Jose.
Hungry
Hey.
Jose.
Cranky Christine.
Cranky Christine.
Jovial Joseph.
Joseph.
Jovial Joseph.
Excitable Amelia.
Amelia.
Excitable Amelia.
Joyous James.
Joyous James.
James. And
And
Peculiar Lavelle.
Peculiar Lavelle.
Yes. Now, Lavelle, I see you have Vel. Do you want to go by Vel rather than Lavelle? Okay, got it. So that was great. Now we're going to pass it around the circle. Not only are we passing our names and learning our names, but we're passing the emotion that goes to it. So first you would do your emotion, Cranky Christine, and then to the person that you want to pass it to. Silly Steve. And now Silly Steve repeats his, Silly Steve, and then calls out the person who's coming up next.
Silly Steve. Honk honk. Hungry Jose.
Now hungry Jose.
Oh, I'm hungry.
And now I'm gonna go to Jovial Joe.
Jovial Joe. Joyous James.
Joyous James. Suspicious Val.
Peculiar.
Excuse me. Peculiar. Peculiar Val.
Was it Excited Amelia?
Yes.
Excited.
Mhm. Excitable Amelia. Daring David.
Daring David goes to Cranky Christine.
Cranky Christine. Peculiar Vel.
Peculiar Vel. Hungry Jose.
Hungry Jose. Did we already go around? So I'll go excitable Amelia.
Excitable Amelia. Joyous James.
Joyous James. Silly Steve. Honk, honk.
Silly Steve. Honk, honk. Daring David.
Daring David. And Joseph. I forgot their first part. Sorry.
What was it? Jovial Joseph.
Jovial Joseph.
Is Lena gonna get involved? Laughing Lena.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
I didn't want to say loser or anything like that, but laughing.
See, now, a jovial Joseph, I loved the laughing. Wait, the first thought was the best one, wasn't it?
That was definitely my first thought.
You know, thank you so much for bringing Lena in. Hi, Lena. I'm sorry that I missed you on our
Oh, I'm
circle.
invisible. I'm invisible
It's a-
Lena.
It's a really cool talent, Lena. Thank you so
you.
much.
It's a gift. I don't use it all the time.
You know, but when at special occasions. Fantastic, Steve. I'm gonna send it to you, I think.
Wonderful. Thanks for participating in the emotion name game. Now I kind of want to take a debrief and ask, how did this feel going through this exercise of using emotives tied to your name, and how did it feel watching others share their name using emotions?
It felt a little bit like a little bit embarrassing. I guess like a little bit silly, and I felt like I mean, I know I'm in good company here, but it's still I have this like intrinsic sort of cringe where I'm like, oh, I'm being so weird. We're all being so weird.
Yeah, I think cringe is a good word to use, but in like a good way.
Yeah.
Also, I definitely felt like I'm glad I picked a happy word, because if I would have picked a sad word or something, I would have been like, uh-oh, I don't want them to think of me as like, I can't even think of a sad word that starts with J.
Oh yeah, my first thought was anxiety,
Unjovial.
and I was like, I don't want
Oh, no.
everybody to repeat that back to me
Yeah.
over and over
Yeah.
again.
Not a good label, right?
Yeah.
I would say that I actually did this exercise when I was in middle school, and I was given the attribute of jovial Joseph. That's the only reason why I came up with that word. And I think that it's difficult to think of a word to describe yourself that you would like to hear over and over and over again, because
Yeah.
I'm actually a pretty serious person, and just to act crazy and silly it's a challenge for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to add on to that, I do feel like this loosened me up more than the initial loosen up exercise. So I didn't think I'd have to do it that many times, and I think it definitely helped.
It's hard to take that first step and let loose, but after a while you run with it and have some fun. So I think it was a good exercise.
Let's fill in the blank. When I take the position of my fellow players, I feel
I felt pretty like mutually. I feel like all of us were mutually a little of that sort of like embarrassed vibe. And so I did feel a sense of camaraderie, especially with my fellow participants who absolutely ate, like the guy who put up his cat. I was like, yes, if you're gonna give, I'm gonna give. Like if you're gonna serve, I'm gonna serve. And so I felt like this mutual sense of I would match your freak.
Oh my God, we went through a whole exercise learning each other's names, and she still calls me the guy with the cat.
I'm sorry. I think your name is James though, right? Is it
Yes,
James?
Joyous James. I did this in college, and they just said use a noun, so I was Jambalaya James, and so I had to switch it to a feeling. Jambalaya is unfortunately not a feeling.
Let's talk about those feelings. How did we, when we mimic someone else's emotions, how did that impact our own emotions?
Well, I felt going into it that like I think I obviously felt like pressure on mine, but if I think about everybody else's, I didn't really think too much about their performance. I was more worried about mine. So if I think about it that way, then it kind of just makes the whole thing seem like just like we're having fun. And I got that sense after like the second or third like go around where it was just like whatever, everybody's just kind of doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's a time in the past where when I was less self-confident, I would have been like, oh, they had a really good one. So when I did somebody else's, I'd be like angry at mine, like, oh, I should have made mine cool. But I don't have that anymore. So this one I was like, we're both sharing in our cool movement, in our cool decision.
How did it feel when you started mimicking other people's behavior? And or how does this relate potentially to our group settings or organizational setting?
Well, there's a tendency, I'll answer your second question first. In my experience, there's a tendency that the mood is set by those that speak initially. And it's natural for people to kind of get in sync with that. And if that's not a positive, for the moderator, it requires a little bit of work to get the group back on the right path.
Did anyone feel bonds being built by mirroring other people?
I think a little bit. Like I I think that it was, the few people at least whose emotions I gave, it definitely felt like the most personal interaction that one could ever have in a business meeting. It felt kind of like, I don't know, like an immediate sort of we see each other as more than just we are both pawns in the professional game we're all playing. It was just kind of like seeing that person. I'm actually thinking of you, Vel. Like when I said peculiar Vel into the camera, I was like, I don't know. I feel like we bonded.
Let's continue to unpack this concept of confidence. And I think we started to touch on how our behaviors impact others and how others perceive us and how we can mimic others to build that bond both neurologically, emotionally, and in different ways. We do have a guest who joined us. Let's give a big warm welcome to Olivia for joining us. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying everybody's perspective, and then it's allowing me to kind of piece together what happened in the beginning. Thank you.
Great. We're going to continue on, and I'm going to pass it over to Christine for the next round. Swoosh.
Thank you so much. May I please have a volunteer? You'll be interviewed by me. And heads up, you already know all the answers, okay? But nobody else heard that, so they don't know. So who would like to be my volunteer? You are a treasure hunter, and I'm just going to be asking you questions, and every single answer you absolutely know the answer to. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you so
That
much.
sounds so fun. You had me at treasure hunter.
Let's give Amelia a big round of applause for being a trailblazer, getting out there first. So, Amelia, how did you become a treasure hunter?
My dad was a treasure hunter before me.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And his dad before him and his dad before him. Don't be shy. It's your turn to speak up. Yeah.
It is my lineage to be of treasure hunters.
Wow.
We go
And
all the way back. Way, way far.
all the way back, way, way far. Yeah. I think that's like that's the title of that age period, way, way far.
Yes, that's a technical term.
Thank you. Thank you for, we're going to put that at the bottom of the screen. So can you please give us a little like 3-point excitement about your last treasure find?
Oh, man. So, some of you know that I am from Florida. And people believe that Florida is, the treasure hunting capital of the United States. However, they have never looked for treasure at the bottom of a marble quarry in East Tennessee. Now, just some quick quarry facts, right? Quarries are abandoned mining expeditions, basically, but like modern day, not old-timey shit. And they can be anywhere from 100 to 300 feet deep. Like, you may go swimming in the quarry and there is a crane below you. And a crane like the ones that go to the sky. However, if you have, as I do, a very special Appalachian submarine, you can go right to the bottom.
Yeah.
I have 6 metal detectors attached to my Appalachian submarine. I mean, like, they are Florida rigged up. Like, I'm talking the ones with the long stick that have the little circle on them, like that. Like, just scanning the bottom of this quarry like a Roomba. And wouldn't you believe it? Wouldn't you believe it that I found 4 absolutely perfect 1967 chrome Volkswagen Beetle hubcaps still attached to the car at the bottom of the quarry. I'm telling you, these things are worth like $350 a piece on eBay. Like, a score, an absolute find, right? I mean, it was a little bit weird that there were 2 corpses in the car itself, but like, I don't know them. So, I mean, I'm telling you, I've actually got those hubcaps right in the next room. I mean,
Wow.
I'd show them to you, but we're in this strange, Roman amphitheater. So,
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
yeah.
We actually do have a caller, and I think they were interested in purchasing those hubcaps. Caller, are you here?
I mean, I am taking offers. I'm open to it.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is this Craigslist?
This is
No, this is eBay.
Oh, I'm looking for Craigslist. My mistake. Wrong number.
No. Hang on. Don't hang up.
Listen. Go ahead and give your pitch, just real quick. The 1-line pitch that you want to sell your hubcaps.
So here's the thing, right? Anyone can find 1967 chrome Volkswagen Beetle hubcaps. Go to any LKQ, any pick apart, and there's a set of at least 3 absolutely rusting on the back lot. However, you could have 4. I'm talking pristine, as in they have been preserved at the bottom of one of the deepest lakes in the state of Tennessee. Man-made lake nonetheless, but hey, it's still water. There's a lot of pressure down there. You could have hubcaps from the bottom of a quarry. The car might have even been haunted.
Oh,
And they could be yours.
Amelia, it's been absolutely interesting getting to know you, and I cannot wait for my ride in the Adirondack submarine. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everyone. Yes. And give her
Thank
a
you. I'll
round
be
of
here all week.
applause.
Wow. Was that a script? Were you reading? What? You are incredible.
Oh no.
That's the biggest compliment that you can get as an improviser right there. I waited 10 years for that, okay, Amelia? Awesome.
That was a blast.
Wow.
Pass it to you, Steve. You did great.
Thank you.
We're often put in positions in our work and professional lives to be a treasure hunter or an expert in the moment or in the roles that we're to play. So how did it feel? I'm asking the group first. Well, let me focus on Amelia first. How did it feel to speak confidently about a topic that you may be an expert on, but maybe not?
So I don't know who said this first, but every good lie is infused with truth. And I think every good story, like every good fiction, is infused with reality. So a little bit of that was mine. Honestly, the reason I volunteered was because you said treasure hunter, and I was like, yes. My dad was actually an antique dealer. So like I did grow up being like, my life is practically national treasure. I'm just like not getting caught. Like so I was really excited about the idea. And then like speaking confidently about like random stuff, it just feels so exhilarating. It's like a feeling that you only get from like skiing or like, I don't know, something that you feel wind in your face, but you're also like totally vibing.
How did others perceive Amelia's story through the lens of confidence and influence, maybe?
Well, Amelia, you were super believable. I mean, I envisioned the crane underwater. I envisioned the chrome shimmering through that same water. And it was cold. I could tell it was very cold water, that deep. I mean, it was genuine and it was authentic and it was very convincing to me.
Thank you.
Pleasure was mine.
That was exactly the words I was going to say. I was going to say believable. And you really painted a picture, and I felt like I was on the edge of my seat waiting for the next thing.
Yes.
And then you'd kind of then throw us off with like some like ridiculous fact of like the actual metal detectors attached. And I was like, oh my God, that's right. This isn't true. And then you'd like then describe it even further. I had a Volkswagen as like my first vehicle, so I was like really excited.
Me too.
Yes. Mm.
Now I'd like to ask the wider group, what was it like watching someone you knew that wasn't an expert in that topic, but act as an expert?
She would make a very good con artist. It was impressive.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, I thought she was reading from a script as well, because you said you already know the answers. So I thought you gave a script to the person who responded.
Oh, that would be such a scam, wouldn't it?
No. Like, and then as we went along, I was like, oh wow, she's like making this up on the spot. That was impressive. Definitely not anxious Amelia.
That's true. The ice was broken. That was excitable, Amelia, for sure.
To go off what Olivia said, the jokes that you told were like, it didn't end. It was great. It was like, I found a hubcap at the bottom of the levee that was attached to a Volkswagen that might have had some dead people in it. You know what I mean? Like there was, it just, like David said, just kept getting, and that's what we want. We want to put exactly the picture in the brain of the person we're talking to with that, with specificity. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just
If we were
having
to-
so much fun. Like honestly, y'all, I that was really just like, it's not every day you get to like just sort of think creatively on the fly, but also like do it with other people. I find that very satisfying. Like I was actually really fun the way y'all would like react to certain parts of what I was saying. It was honestly egging me on. It was really fun. So I had a blast.
But you know, it's kind of sad that that's not our reality every day. That we don't get to be around people that we enjoy being around, that we can be ourselves, that we can be authentic, and we can just fully let go. Like, there's also like, wait, what? That's true. We're not like that every day.
Yeah, like I would love to have conversations like that were
Totally.
also like business conversation, that were just, I feel like it just really like did something to the air in the virtual room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's flush that out. How could we bring that level of confidence to our work environment? Is it possible? And what would that look like?
I think it takes one person to be like really authentic and vulnerable, because I think if it was just you, Amelia, I think like you like loosened all of us up. At least that's how I felt. I was like, it really only takes one person.
I love that. I think that's kind of true, but like the way that this all started, the way all of us were kind of at different but still elevated levels of like silly and also authentic, even if we didn't fully mean to be. I think that like that sort of opened it up for me to like kind of go wild for a minute. So I don't know, like maybe if we were to bring it into the space, if like there were some degree of like soft opening, and then you like worked up to that level of culture shift. Like you don't just try to be like, let's all tell ghost stories around the campfire all at once. You know, like ease into it with the name game, and then like 2 weeks later try something else.
And the stage was set for all of this at the beginning from both Steve and Christina in talking about the ground rules. You know, this is safe. It's, you can say and do, I mean, if someone feels uncomfortable, you can leave, it's okay. And there's no judgment. I mean, all of that, you set the stage for us to just play. And it was okay. We could just have some fun and be silly and not adults. So kind of good, kind of good. Yep.
To kind of bow tie this topic of confidence. So our confidence often is a limitation that we self-impose by the voices in our head, maybe the organizational culture. And the games we just played mimic our innate abilities to be confident and to influence others, even if we don't know complete information or complete data or the complete picture or strategy. And we're frequently put on the spot to ask and lead in moments where we have to piece data together, have only partial information to understand a complex idea, or to solve complex problems. The games help us recognize the limitations we set for ourselves and how they may impact our confidence and influence on others. Alternatively, it reveals a deeper skill set, abilities, and knowledge that we actually have and possess as humans through the experiences that we have at the top of our wisdom and brain to showcase our confidence and influence more effectively. So our ability is often less about formal expertise and more about the unique experiences we as humans and unique individuals have in ourselves that we can communicate to others. But to influence others is to believe in us first. We must believe in ourselves to be able to put ourselves out there to allow others to believe in us. So the first person you need to influence is yourself. You are already confident in your knowledge, if it's your business, your skill set, your job, the direction you want to go, your sales pitch, or whatever field of work you're in. By adopting this mindset, you acknowledge your expertise and reinforce the belief in yourself, the confidence in your work, and who you are. So with that, let's continue on to unpack confidence and influence. Over to you, Christine. Whoosh.
Thank you so much. I just pasted some ideas in the chat because next we are all going to play basically a large expert interview. Okay, I am the director. That I'll introduce myself, and all of you have just gone on a cruise. Okay, and you've already accepted a free gift certificate for a free cruise just to come here and give us feedback. Okay, so if you also want the free mini bar in your room, then you're going to have to speak at least once during the session. It might last 10 to 15 minutes, so feel comfortable to really let me know your feedback. So I'm Wanda Hauser Michael Gomez, and since you've already accepted the free cruise, I do want to impress on you that we have more free liquor if you really just participate today. And listen, I'm here for you, okay? I am the PR and marketing director, the staff entertainer, HR receptionist, and client feedback researcher, which is why you're here today. So let's get started. Okay. Can you please start with the good stuff? What did you think about the new pool? And now anybody can talk whatever you feel like you have an answer. You can even give us a little bit of your background while you were there. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Daring David, and I'm actually a pool inspector for a living. And I was really excited to check out the pool and the amenities provided. I think it was beautiful, very large pool that topped out at about 3 feet deep. But I would have appreciated it if it actually had water in it, so I could really understand the feeling of swimming in such a fine, piece of construction. So next time, please put that in your notes to fill the pool with water.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good one. We're
I
for good
just
ones
want
like
to
this.
say, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to
Sorry.
interrupt. I'm not a pool inspector, but I thought there was something about that pool. It
Yeah.
just didn't.
You noticed that too, right?
I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew there was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Appreciate
couldn't put your
Good.
toe in it.
No, that either. Yeah. Good. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Wanda, please.
Clearly, you missed the memo because there wasn't supposed to be any water in the pool.
Finally, my assistants are here. Where have you been, Samantha?
I mean, we had the U.S. Olympic skateboarding team on board. You think we were going to waste this opportunity for absolutely fire TikTok content creation? They were skating in that pool while y'all were sleeping.
Okay, Amelia, we're still on the give us the good stuff. So let's let them open up. Did you enjoy the animals we left on your beds? The towels shaped like animals.
Yeah, mine were actually shaped as hubcaps from a Volkswagen. I appreciated that too.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
I think there was a mistake. I had an actual animal in my bed, and I was thinking about it if it was alive. That would have been really sweet, but it wasn't. I'm Ned Newark, by the way, and there was a dead animal in my bed.
Dead.
Are you sure?
Oh
yeah.
no.
Well,
did you smell
it
it?
was a possum, so I guess I could have checked more thoroughly.
It
What did
may
you do with
have
it? What
been
did you do
your-
with it?
leftovers, a chicken.
What did you do with that dead possum?
I think I had it on the buffet later. I'm John Johnson here. Nice to see you. But I will say, even though I did enjoy the towel animals, my guy was a little lazy. They were all snakes. They were just laid out, rolled up towels, which is a little disappointing. Like great
But
towels.
you found the remote.
But I found the remote.
Yeah,
I don't.
you weren't the one.
Was I supposed to find a remote?
No. Who wants to watch TV when you're on a cruise? Not you.
Exactly. But I
Okay,
can't
we
lose
can
my
get to the
soap.
bad stuff. I'm so sorry. We can get to the bad stuff. Let's talk about the casino. The quarter pushing game. Personally,
I can't help it. I can't help it that I'm super good at that game. Everybody else just sucks.
I mean, yeah, she cleaned it out the first day. There were no more quarters to be had, so I don't know what you want us to say there.
It was just a little weird to me that the captain like was always at the casino. He just like, I don't know. It just was really, and he kept playing that quarters game. So I kind of felt like maybe he should be, working. But I also saw him at the pool, at the, the waterless pool quite a bit as well. So I don't know. I never met a co-captain or anything. So I just kind of felt uneasy the whole time I was there.
Was that actually a skateboarder dressed as a captain?
No, I met the guy and I had a long conversation with him at the bar because he was just kind of crying and like had a lot of life stuff going on. And he showed his ID and it was like captain. And I was like, geez, like you really are the captain.
So that's my son, Captain Johnson. I'm so sorry. He does that a lot. And I shouldn't have named him that. On hindsight, it's a family name. And I'm very sorry about that. But he loves doing that, dressing up like a captain. Going down, talking to girls at the bar.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. That's problematic for a lot of the experiences that I had with your son.
Oh.
I spit.
Server
So
Steve here.
Yeah, let's get some more comments. The survey is still going.
Did anyone think it was odd that we were expected to cook our own dinner at the buffet? I mean, it was a unique experience, and I got to learn to cook endless amounts of hot dogs for myself and everyone else on board. But did anyone have any other? No one thought that I must have not have gotten the memo.
But it saved us a bunch of money on our tickets. And now that I think about it, wasn't there a memo that the pool was bring your own water? Were we all supposed to bring water to fill up the pool? I mean,
Weren't they free tickets? What money are we saving?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is Frontier Cruise Lines. Let's not get it twisted. We merged with Spirit years ago.
Oh, that makes
So,
sense.
I mean, I'm happy to cook my own food and save $1. Bring my own water. I should have brought more. That's on me.
That's why all the beds were just thin cots. That makes so much sense.
Speaking of the beds, are you enjoying them at your house? Since you were able to take all the mattresses with you. That was Amelia's idea, everybody.
I'm using it as a dog bed. I mean, it's nice to have for him.
That's
Great
good.
tip.
Let's put that in the marketing. I'll write that down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My son Captain said he was sleeping on his at a woman's house. You tell me who.
Anyway, so is there anyone else who would like to talk about the BYO policy? Is there anything else you wish you would have brought on this cruise?
a first aid kit. I don't think I read anywhere for a first aid kit. There was like no doctors or like no nurses, no like a band-aid. There was like nothing at all.
We pride
Yeah.
ourselves on that. You know, we want you to step up and take care of yourself. We don't have insurance.
Sure.
I thought it was slightly problematic to have a BYO life jacket, and when the ship went down, not everyone was ready.
Oh, but you got to keep your life jacket.
And your mattress.
Yeah.
I didn't like the bring your own coal policy, and we had to scoop it into a furnace like old Titanic engineers. I thought that was a little odd for a modern cruise ship.
I mean, but it was fitness. I bet you lost weight in there, didn't you? Sweating, sauna, manual labor.
You're right.
Yeah.
What a great letters. Thank you.
The influencers love it.
That is the last thing that we do want to tell you. Just your presence being here on the cruise that you're going to take, gives us rights to your likeness and everything that you ever say from here on through perpetuity into the thoroughbreds. Amelia, give them the last sentence.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, we do have our own in-house, AI learning model that we are going to be training with all of your faces. However, thank you so much for giving us all of your rights. Please read the fine print, even though you've already signed it. Everyone have a wonderful cruise. Don't forget your life jackets.
See.
Good.
You guys make me laugh so much. I cannot wait to watch that again, honestly. First aid kit. There's no water. Like a lovely, everybody. There's a real dead animal. I can't stop, you guys.
To unpack some of that exercise, how did we work together? Do we see any patterns that we employed that demonstrated that we were working together in this fictional story or real story?
I think that bounce back and forth, like you have to acknowledge that person's idea and then add more, right? So I think there was plenty of that, and I think the handoffs were really good with the group. So I'd say that's the first thing that came to mind.
There's a lot of leaning in. It was like, oh, it's like this was bad. Like we're gonna make it worse.
I do like how everyone followed the naming convention of having the first letter of the first name and the last name. Everyone introduced themselves. I think that started with Joe, but yeah. And then the no water, and that became canon. So now everyone had to talk about how there wasn't any water in the pool.
Yes, I loved like the recalling of canon towards the end. Like that felt really sweet.
When we were unpacking that just now, we were suggesting that maybe we were leveraging other people's ideas, a form of yes and, giving them credit, building it on, hyping it up. These are all examples of how we're leveling up our confidence, both as individuals and as a group. Building on those others' ideas, not negating them. Is there anything else that we did to align you, or did anyone do specifically to align with the group vision?
I don't think I fully understand the question.
Did we employ any tools or techniques that allowed us to stay in the scene?
Should we know the names of them?
You can just say whatever you feel.
I mean, they like yes and even though like I don't know if that's valid right now, but like we did a lot of that, like really building on another person's idea. Like their idea was integral to the creation of your own. And so you weren't like, even when an idea was changed, it was still like paying homage to the previous idea that came before it. And so they could like flow really smoothly because everyone was in agreement of what it was like. Like it was as if we were all there on the boat and we were all like in agreement and on the same page about it, which is a feeling I rarely get in a room full of strangers.
So good. That's so true, Amelia. It kind of reminds me like when you learn about relationships and there's like the bids for love and attention. And I feel like everybody in the group would say something and then we would like acknowledge it and kind of like welcome them in. Like, yeah, you were on this boat too. Instead of being like, I just said something and nobody acknowledged it. Or like, did anybody hear me? Like, it was like, yeah, we were all here.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's called scientifically, but I felt it.
I really felt it like every time you, Olivia?
Yeah.
Yes, Olivia. Okay. Olivia and James, when you two would fall back onto that storyline of like you interacting with his son. And
Captain
like
Johnson.
It became kind of like a running joke to redirect it. It honestly felt like we were in a real live skit. And that was like a B story in the skit, was like this weird, strange thing between this imaginary boy and this person. And like just that we could have these B stories and C stories like pan off and we were like all in agreement on them. I feel like it's like a rare depth of collective consciousness.
So good.
I'm so sorry. I just need to, Amelia, your yes and I want to say this so that when we can watch it back, wasn't just a yes and. You became my assistant and just spoke as the assistant, and I said, "Yeah, you're my assistant." Okay, that's like the levels to do. Yes and is like. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like that was not my plan. I was actually planning to be, because I was excitable Amelia before, I was like, maybe I'll be like a rude sort of like nothing makes me happy sort of lady that's like everything here is stupid. And you were like, actually you're my assistant. I was like, all right, cool.
Everything's still stupid. Cool. Thank you, Steve.
We might say this was a group mind. We were each bringing our own characters, our own knowledge, our own experience to this fictitious world that we created. We allowed people to build off of each other's ideas, but allowed them to enact their own expertise, knowledge, whatever role that they were playing on that cruise ship. We didn't negate others. We built it upon, and we kind of heightened the story or created this broader group mind that allowed space for everyone to contribute in their own way, lean in with their own level of confidence, and even influence the story, whatever contribution that they were making. So these are some of the kind of broader themes that I feel that we're talking about that definitely relate to our organizational setting and that help us provide some sort of emotional awareness, elevate our assurance when we're working in a group or a team, and that when we create this space and we have we allow others to play their roles, regardless whatever hierarchy or responsibility, they become more confident in their own deliverables and their own contribution to the broader vision of our group, of our organizational setting, or of our business unit. So our time is running short, and to wrap up, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for each one of you for joining, being part of this fun hour of building and learning through improv. Thank you for spreading your joy, for the happiness, excitement, and collaboration. We demonstrate the role that energy and openness can play in building teams and groups and I would argue good leaders. So the skills of communication and collaboration we practice are not just limited to this virtual room. You already have seen and taken away tools, these powerful tools that can be applied to the boardroom, to the classroom, teams, groups, and whatever professional setting that you're in. The more you practice, the more you will leverage these skills to meet your own goals, your team goals, and your organizational goals. And no doubt, your dreams. So now the School of Creativity and Innovation has two special gifts for you. First, you will receive a badge because of your completion of this workshop, and I'm eternally grateful that you can add to your profiles,
Yes,
platforms.
absolutely.
Please share your experience, tag us if possible. The badges show that you've acquired this skill or at least flushed it out and demonstrated your commitment to growth and collaboration. You'll also be receiving a discount for your organizations to help level up their own communication and collaboration skills. Look out for this in the next email to come out. So by sharing this with your team, we can share the joy and the skills of improv that can help us build our groups and our organizations. Our improv approach to corporate training fosters a more collaborative, innovative, and team environment. And I'm grateful on behalf of the School of Creativity and Innovation. We wish you the very best and look forward to having you back. Until next time, friends. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
So
I
Thank
stopped
you,
the
thank
recording.
you.